Alright, sup everybody, welcome back to the Path of Rage and our Star Citizen weekly review. Going to go over some of the latest news, an update on the current Evocati build that is running at the very moment. In fact, I just jumped out of it before jumping into filming this video, so let's get right into it.
Yes, I've been speaking with engineering, making money above the Yeah, I'll make sure you I've asked you about it.
First things first, the Overdrive Initiative for the Xenothreat global event has now had a fourth mission added to the mission chain, and now it gives reason for folks who don't own a Hornet F7C to play it for more than just the experience of a cool mission. Now anyone who completes the Xenothreat mission, the Overdrive Initiative, will also get a set of Xenothreat medium armor, which actually looks pretty badass. You'll get it for free and you'll be able to keep it going forward throughout the game, even through server switches and wipes generally. Players will also get a 7-day free rental of the Hornet F7A to give it a try. And again, those who already own the F7C will be given a upgrade to the F7A for all of this as well. But again, the fact that they've added in a new set of medium armor for everyone to play it, or for everyone to earn for playing the mission, is, I think, a great thing, and it gives another reason for people to jump in to the Overdrive Initiative. We also had a small roadmap update for notable changes of April that are coming up. They mentioned the fauna that has been added that we spoke about in the last video, the Copion and the Marok. They're targeting a 323 release with those, along with creature hunting missions to locate, kill, and harvest some of these creatures for reasons. That will be added in. They're also adding to the release view, hoping for a 323.x release, so not on 323 but a following one, for first off vehicle modularity, which is the ability to swap modular sections of certain vehicles around and change their functions up. This was promised way back when. The Aegis Retaliator is one of the first ones, and this initial release will contain the torpedo and the cargo room modules for the Retaliator, and additional modules and vehicles that have this modularity will be brought into it in the future. The Retaliator is also getting its gold standard with this further release, and it includes the addition of these modular rooms, and that will be another ship that's been long needed to be updated to the metrics of the current game. It was built before everything was finalized, so it'll be really nice to see the changes in that ship once this gold standard is released. A very small update for the roadmap, but there you have it. Moving on to Inside Star Citizen, this current episode was completely focused on the Mobiglass changes and especially the map app. So first, with the Mobiglass itself, it has been totally overhauled for 323, built on entirely new technology on the back end, and requiring all of the apps on the current Mobiglass to be converted over for release in the upcoming 323 patch. And this update's not fully complete. For example, the current vehicle manager app is still the old one, and in the current Evocati build is not working properly. But most of the Mobiglass has been converted over, and it looks a lot better from what you can see here on screen. The new health app will show all the current effects on the player, like radiation, wounds, overdoses from overuse of healing items. The app will also show things like thirst, hunger, the individual wounds and suggested treatments for them. Basically everything the player will need to know exactly where they stand in regard to their character's health and what they need to do about it. The contract manager has been nicely updated as well, getting a bit more streamlined, easier to use, and now hitting toggle will switch between legal and illegal missions instead of having just the personal tab, which didn't always leave it clear if it was a legal or illegal mission. And you'll be able to see the rewards now for the mission ahead of time, and being able to pre-select the illegal missions off in the Mobiglass should go a long way to prevent players from being killed outright by security forces when they thought they were doing a legal mission. Now, as with everything, we'll see if this works as intended, but I do think this is a good change. Now, onto the star map, which has been renamed the map app because it's not just the star map. It is also the interior map showing the layouts of ships, buildings, landing zones, etc., all the way out to the planetary view where players will set their travel routes to other locations. The map has clearly labeled areas such as hospitals or various shops showing on both the map and the mini-map on the visor, and the map is presented in a fully 3D view because this is CIG, and of course it is. And players will be able to zoom around the map, go up and down floors as needed to find a destination. Players will also be able to place custom map markers on the map in any location they wish, which will create a path to follow on the mini-map, but thankfully not this line floating in the midair of your screen like in the Division, say. It will only be on the mini-map. This will go a very long way to making the navigating in the world of Star Citizen far easier, especially for new players who might be feeling rather overwhelmed already by the sheer scale of the game and just not knowing where to go. This will alleviate a lot of problems, again, especially for starting players. CIG has said that the map will include the transit system in its routing ability, which, makes sense, as getting to the starport in Orizon, for example, requires a shuttle ride. This routing system wouldn't be any good if it didn't show you how to take the shuttle over to the starport to get there in the first place. So this system will take that into account, and the player will be able to get where they need to go without the game telling them there's no way to do so. You stop here and they're left scratching their heads. They also said that they're currently working on edge cases to this system in order to provide a properly functioning, stable release in the new map app in 3.2.3, and they're currently working on getting more areas ported into the new map app. Like currently, certain areas are not, and areas of planets or whatnot. Some of the landing zones don't have map areas ported in yet. That is all still to come. Now, the star map itself has been fully overhauled and is accessed from the map app just as the mini map is, but you zoom farther out with it in order to plot a course. That's all. CIG has added a ton of info to the locations on the map, and clicking on the location will now show all the information about it, including what amenities it might have, if it has a hospital or a shipyard or a weapon shop. And to me, this is a huge quality of life update, as it will allow players to see ahead of time if they need to go to that location for an item they're looking for, or if it would be a waste of time to go there. They can actually select the location they want to head to based on the items or locales that are actually there. They've said that they're working on improving the zoom level for the planets in the star map so that when you're out in space looking at the planet and you zoom in, instead of clipping into the surface like it currently does, it will zoom in on the surface of the planet. Don't know if that's coming in 3.2.3. It's just something they said in Inside Star Citizen they are currently working on. Finally, there's also a search function added to the star map with a list of all the locations in the system you're looking at. Clicking the search bar will bring up a full list of locations sorted by the ones closest to you at first to be selected as needed, or the player can, of course, type in the full location of the name in the bar to bring it up straight away. Click on that area, hit the button to set a route. A route is created, and away you go. I've been playing with this new Mobiuglass and map app in the latest Evocati builds, and I can tell you a few minor things aside, like readability and lighting situations, I find it still a bit fuzzy because of the way they're trying to make it look holographic. But overall, the change to the game, just because of this Mobiuglass and Star Map update, is, I think, a fantastic one. I have really no complaints about it at this stage, because it's definitely performing as it's being presented to us by CIG up to this point. It's working well. I see the improvements each build that comes along, and I'm looking forward to when it gets finalized, gets into 3.2.3, and gets in everyone else's hands so you guys can check it out for yourselves. This latest patch also saw CIG cleaning up the heads-up display when in nav mode, so you're not being overwhelmed by quantum icons all over the screen. They're mainly the ones in front of you. It's much improved now. It's a lot easier to see and deal with. There is a bit with the switching, waiting for nav mode to let you get to a higher speed after you come out of quantum, because it has to recharge back up to the quantum drive being on again. I think this, I don't like this because it feels to me you've already done that, but I guess it is to just keep you from going at max speed at all times. There has to be some way to slow players down a little bit to allow for interdictions, I guess, or even the security system for scanning you. I think it might take a little too long. I do believe that can be shortened by the choice of your components in the ship. So, but I'm gonna have to play around with that a little bit more. That was something I was noticing in this particular build. Some stuff was still not available for testing, like the interaction system. It does work, but it still does have some quirks to it that they know about, and it's not the focus of these tests right now. Again, the focus of these Evocati builds right now has been stability of the build, and I believe the real focus is the server stability with the back end and the streaming and the server meshing. And again, from what I've been seeing so far, I think that this is going well. It's noticeably improving patch after patch, and we're getting more and more people in the same servers without problems for lengths of time. So it's going well. I'm looking forward to seeing where it comes out when 323 is finally ready. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys feel about it. In the meantime, we're going to call it there. That's the information from the past week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you do decide to pick up this game and pledge your $45 to get in on it and want to play it, then use my creator code down in the bottom and you'll get some extra in-game cash and a hoverbike if you want it. If not, give it to a creator of your choice with their code. In either case, more people supporting this game, I think, the better it'll be, because it'll come out sooner. Well, maybe not sooner, but I want to see them finish the game. So I'm willing to promote it a bit. In the meantime, I've been Rage at Games. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the verse.